Sirens is the latest hot show on Netflix. It has me hooked mostly. Is it binge worthy? We'll unpack that. It is a twisted, limited series full of secrets, sisterhood, and seductive danger, and we want to talk about it. My name is Moira,
I'm Paige.
And I'm Emma.
and we are your hosts of this extra entertainment segment of our podcast, What She Said. Now, just before we get into it, the genre of this show was dark comedy, which I've discovered I quite actually like. And it was created by Molly Smith Metzler, one of the executive producers being our very own Aussie, Margot Robbie. I did not know that, so I thought that was a
No,
good
neither.
fact. Yeah.
Wow.
They actually worked together on a previous TV episode called Maid, which is also on Netflix. I haven't seen that one, but
No,
I
neither.
have seen Maid and it is fantastic.
Right.
oh, right, okay. Sirens is a five-part dark comedy set over one very luxurious and very unsettling weekend. It follows Devon, a woman who shows up at a billionaire's private beach estate to stage an intervention for her sister Simone, who is now working for this former attorney turned bird sanctuary founder named Michaela. But the second Devon steps foot on the property, the vibes are off. We're talking NDA, security guard surveillance, and rituals that feel more cult than company retreat. And yet, like any good siren song, it lures you in. If you haven't seen it, there will be spoilers. If you have seen it, here's the recap. Episode 1, The Intervention. Devon shows up at the Cliff House after Simone basically ghosts her while she is taking care of her sick dad. Simone is now Michaela's polished, put together assistant, and no one even knows Devon exists. It's creepy. The estate has rules, NDAs, and people watching you. Simone refuses to leave, and Michaela tries to bribe Devon with a $10,000 check to disappear. She doesn't take the money, but she gets kicked out anyway. She ends up spending the night on a yacht with a captain named Morgan. I mean, very rich
Captain
people,
Morgan.
very rich people, very rich problems. What can we say? Episode 2, we see Devon sneak back onto the property, only to be arrested after a fight with Simone. We learn that Devon had an affair with her married boss, and while she's in jail, she hears rumors that Michaela might have pushed Peter, her husband, pushed his ex-wife off a cliff. And yes, the culty vibes have been confirmed.
Whoa, shielding a scepter?
Michaela bails her out, suspiciously, and Devon decides to play along into the pastel Easter-coloured shenanigans that are going on at the house. Meanwhile, Simone's mental health is frying, and we start to see signs that she's being pulled in every direction. Episode 3, The Disappearance. This is where things should have exploded, but instead they simmer, for me anyway. Simone and Devon unpack childhood trauma. Peter, the billionaire husband, makes a move on Simone. Yes, a full-on kiss. And things go sideways. Simone's boyfriend, Ethan, disappears. Devon thinks Michaela is behind it. But surprise, Ethan walks in with their dad and Devon's old boss or caretaker slash nurse. And then he proposes. Screaming chaos. Episode 4, Simone runs. Good job. Michaela tempts her with power, a chair position in New York. The sisters argue over their childhood, and at a dinner party from hell, where all of Devon's conquests of that weekend are sitting at the one table, Ethan drunkenly falls off a cliff, and a photo reveals Simone kissing Peter, and Michaela loses it. The final episode, episode 5, The House on the Cliff, Ethan survives. Spoiler! Michaela's lies unravel. Peter's long-dead ex-wife, not so dead, just in hiding. And Peter leaves Michaela for Simone. Devon leaves with their dad, and Simone, well, she ends the series standing alone, overlooking the sea, now the one holding all the power Michaela once had. So that is a wrap on all of the episodes. Look, at first I was hooked. I was comparing it to The Perfect Couple meets White Lotus, and so my expectations were super high. But by episode 3, I realized we were heading for a slow burn with less scandal and intrigue than I had anticipated. And Devon's decision to stay and pretend after she got bailed out of jail to play along. I thought this was going to blow up and it was going to get really exciting and intense, and I was really disappointed. Also, here's my thing. I didn't know anything about Sirens before I started watching
Neither.
this.
Really?
Nothing.
Neither.
I
What
didn't know
about
nothing.
the mythical creatures?
No. Well,
that
why
would
would I be
lure
learning?
sailors with
Why
their
would I be learning
calls?
Greek mythology in Ireland?
Oh my gosh, I knew this.
No.
I do.
So,
I knew about Sirens, but I didn't know about the TV show Sirens.
no. So if anyone doesn't know what a siren is, I looked it up. It's a Greek mythology. So sirens were half bird, half woman creatures. They lured sailors to their doom with a beautiful song. Now that explains the creepy music and the birds. So that really helped me understand it once I knew all that.
I didn't know that they were half birds. So I actually thought they were sea creatures for some reason, because it was
So
always
did
that
I.
they would lure sailors to
Like
their
mermaids,
deaths.
yes. That's
Yes.
what I
Yeah.
thought, but apparently not.
So that's why I didn't put two and two together with the birds. I was just
Neither.
like, oh, this is kind of a weird thing.
What are your thoughts on Sirens overall, and did it live up to the promise for you guys?
I thought it was odd. I thought it was an odd show. I don't know if I really enjoyed it. I was intrigued by the storyline, but I don't know why it's number one, to be honest.
Ooh.
I have to say, and you're probably going to go, that's no surprise, Paige. I loved the outfits.
Oh my God,
Yes.
of course you did.
They were gorgeous.
I loved all the bright colors. I love the fact that
God,
she
no.
wore white and she had everyone else in colorful little things. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was
Yes.
like, oh, I could wear that. Oh, I could wear that. Oh, those colors are beautiful together.
I actually did. I really was quite envious of her job as well. I think that'd be a pretty cool job if you're a single person
Yeah.
to be an
Mind
assistant. She
you,
looked like she loved it.
I would say that as much as she did, I don't like letting people down. And so the fact that she'd be like, so I've got notes on that. And then would be like, we want to move the things from down the beach up onto the top here. And they'd be like, we've just moved it. Yeah, well, you needed to move them back.
But
I
that
wouldn't
was
be able to do that.
that was the comedy part of it, I think. And the fact that she knew that all of the grounds
Yeah,
people
We're
and all of
speaking
the
about her.
cooks were talking about her, had their private little text messages.
Yeah.
I found that very funny. I thought that was good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
loved her.
I overall, so when I started watching this, I was actually making breakfast and I had it playing in the background. And then there was a couple of things that happened, and I was like, do you know what? I need to watch this because it's fully got its hooks into me, and I need to watch it sitting down, the whole thing. I need to watch it so I can understand, because it's not something that you can just have playing in the background. It's not like Ghosts. It's something that you need to watch.
It's not a passive show. You
Absolutely.
do need to pay attention.
Exactly.
So did you enjoy it, or were you left wanting more scandal and more consequence? Like I was.
Look, I think it was okay. I'd give it a 2.5 to 3 stars out of 5. The ending got me, and it all kind of came together. And I was asking myself questions at the end.
When you were looking into Michaela or Kiki's eyes, I was fully expecting there to be this magical dust that comes along and, you know, people are getting swooned into whatever she wants. But that never happened.
No.
And then
so
I
more
thought,
fantasy.
yeah. And then I thought maybe there's like a spin, like when they go for their run, like she's got to run in the water or something to get her hydration up. That didn't happen either. Definitely going down the rabbit hole of this is an actual siren, the mythical sea creature, not the bird. I did enjoy the storyline. I do think that there was a couple of parts where I was left going, what the hell just happened? Like,
Yeah.
so overall, I really enjoyed that part of it, but that aspect of it was that it did leave you guessing. There was a lot of hooks along the way that you were like, whoa, whoa, what? So yeah, it got me. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It lured you in.
Oh, I was a feast for a siren.
The bath scene kind of got me. That's when
Yes.
I was like, oh, maybe Michaela really is a siren, because she seemed to have put Devon under a spell because Devon
Yes.
couldn't remember what had happened from the
Yeah,
bath to when she was in the car with the three ladies, who
exactly.
then disclosed that they have the power of manifesting things.
Luring.
Yes. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is a whole, maybe they're all sirens.
That's what the island's
What
all about.
That's right. Because everybody knows the house on the cliff and that weird things happen there. Just the fact, what's Kevin Bacon's
Peter.
character's name? When Peter would be up in his
Lighthouse.
gallery or whatever. Was it a lighthouse?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I thought it wasn't going to be Simone that was going to be lured in by Peter. I thought it was going to be Devon because they kept having those interactions. Then he said, are you dreaming yet? Are you having dreams? People have the same dreams or
Yeah.
they're lured into the
Connected
same dreams.
dreams.
Yeah, so I was like, does he know what's happening? At that stage, that's what I was thinking. And I was like, or is he a siren himself and is Devon his new person? Is she going to now become a brainwashed zombie like everybody else? Lots of questions.
So here's my theory. I have a theory that Peter is the island siren and everyone is headed straight for the rocks.
Yes.
100%.
The sirens in mythology lure the sailors to their doom with the song, but what if the siren doesn't sing? What if he sips smoothies, whispers in hallways, and lets you believe that he needs saving? So that was my theory. I had the theory that actually it's not all about the women, it's about Peter having the pull over the women. And he's luring them in, just like he did with Devon to the lighthouse, just like he did with Simone in the end, and just like he did with Michaela. Because we see them have their fight scene in the kitchen where he's blaming her for his relationship with his children. So anyway, I think he uses emotional intimacy to lure people in. So he never comes on strong. He lures them in slowly with whispers and shared secrets and soft voices and pretending to be emotionally opening up and making you think that you're the one that's making him open up. So to Devon, he said, you stay here long enough and you'll start to dream. Tends to happen around her. I mean, here. An intentional slip. It's designed to intrigue and soften her to make her lean in and get more curious. What does he mean? Okay, well, maybe he's setting her to tear Michaela down, right?
Yeah.
Simone, after she has the panic attack, he then says to her, I get panic attacks too, but don't worry, I won't tell Michaela because she sees that as a weakness in me. He's trying to like trauma bond with her and share his vulnerability, but that's calculated. And he's using that to make a connection with her to get her to trust him and see that he's actually the one to trust and keep secrets with and lean into rather than Michaela. So he never directly causes the chaos. He just lights the match and walks away.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking figuratively. I was actually thinking literally. So I thought, okay, he truly is a siren. And he was able to have the ability to mirror people's weaknesses, I guess, to make them feel more comfortable. Kind of like what you do in an interview. If you've got the ability to mirror people's body language, they're gonna feel more
At ease.
At ease and relatable. So I found that might have been Peter's siren technique. The fact that when in episode 5, Simone had left and she was having a bit of a panic attack at the hospital, Peter also at that stage appeared to be having a panic attack in Simone's room. I actually thought that was him being able to sense what she was doing in that time and calling her. All of a sudden she starts running to the beach. And then gosh knows what he says to her on the beach because in the 2 previous episodes before when they kissed, she had no emotional connection to him at all and didn't want to pursue anything after the kiss. In fact, she ran. All
But
of a sudden
doesn't that all happen after she has the panic attack at the house, but over Ethan? So he's already putting him out there to say, lean into me, don't lean into Michaela. So then she starts to crave his attention. And then Michaela's over there spiraling, trying to decode like his lies and his absences and everything that's going on. And then he's planting subtle landmines with Michaela going, oh, maybe Ethan is in love with Simone, but she's not usually his type. And we know how he treats them, like he just does his first season and then he drops them off. He then is then planting a seed in Michaela's mind, which then sees her go off to Ethan and go, come for a walk. And then Ethan disappears.
It's calculated.
Yeah, and then we think
Very
about his
calculated.
ex-wife, and then it comes out that she obviously had some kind of issue with the plastic surgery. And then who was he doing the plastic surgery for? Was she doing it to try and preserve her beauty to keep him, to keep his gaze? Like, was that what that was all about? Was it for her? I don't know. I don't know. He's always in the middle, but he's never to blame. So everyone is always obsessed. Simone, Michaela, Devin. He just stays vague enough to avoid all the consequences, like, oh, I was jet lagged, or wandering off mid conversation. I know Devin asked him the question, and he completely avoids it. She says, "Oh, but your wife's not dead, is she?" And he goes, "Oh, you're asking a lot of questions." Like he always skirts around it, and then he says
He's
to
almost...
Michaela, "Or is it the end?" Like, and she's like, "Well, what does that mean?"
Instead of it being a siren with a siren's call, he's more of a djinn, which is, in the mythical realm, a djinn is a trickster that plays tricks on people, that deceives for their purpose only and no one else's.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting that everyone just feels like he's the poor old Peter, and that's the trap, right? Is that everyone's trying to save him, poor old Peter, when actually he's the one that's luring everyone in. Everyone's trying to think, oh, well, I'm the one he'll open up to. He's leaning into me and telling me these things, but he's not to be trusted at all. And I just find it interesting that he's the one that goes to the only corner of the house that still gets to be mine, ironically, which is the lighthouse that is supposed to warn sailors of hazards, and he's the one bringing them straight to him.
Yes.
Like Devin. I just find that ironic. I liked that little tidbit, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I think he's actually the Siren.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And I didn't figure that out until the end of episode 5.
Yes, and you know at what point that came to it for me? When Devin and Simone are having that conversation, and she's like, but Michaela, and she was like, if it doesn't serve you, let it go. And then they have their conversation, then Simone walks on the stage with Peter, and they all cheers. They're standing beside each other. There's no Michaela in sight. Simone's standing next to Peter, and everyone cheers, and the crowd don't go, where's Michaela?
Where's Michaela?
It's just like, and this is the next Mrs. Kell. And I was like, 1, that's definitely a cult. 2, he's definitely the Siren. And 3, she has no idea what she's in for.
Also, Jose.
I loved Jose. He was my favorite character. Loved Jose.
I loved the chef or the cook as well, with her, oh, my Bell's palsy's playing up again.
The stress.
I know.
Or the I don't know what she does in it, but she was like, no hablo inglés. And she was like, it's me, it's Devin. And she's like, oh, hey.
I think she's just the maid or the kitchen hand or like a bit of everything.
They were good. And I loved it when she first got caught by Jose smoking it. And he was like, okay, this way.
Can definitely see that dark humor.
Yeah.
A lot of comic relief in it. It was just a bizarre mini series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I loved it. I honestly did.
It gave me the vibrancy of White Lotus. But
Never seen it.
Oh, you should watch White Lotus. It's good. But it gave me like that intrigue of The Perfect Couple with Nicole Kidman.
Not seen that either.
But did you know that the necklace that they all wear, so you see Simone putting the necklace on, and then you see Devin putting the necklace on, they're actually real. Those necklaces actually exist. Maybe not the heart shape, but they are called basket necklaces. And so Molly Smith Metzler, who is the creative director, she said to people, I believe, that they actually exist. So that it's like not just a prop, it's an actual real thing. The people in Nantucket have their handmade, they're super expensive. They have ivory from Wales in it, like not Wales in the ocean, like Wales, the country. And they're like a social status. You're in if you have one of these. And you know what it gave me thoughts of? Submissive. Like, you know, the necklace sort of thing. Like, she's mine. Like, that's a status symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there was lots of little bits that people that aren't privy to that wouldn't pick up.
Mm-hmm.
But does that make a good show? I don't think so. I think sometimes they need to make these things known at the start so that you understand it throughout the.
Agreed. Agreed. So
I don't know. I think that also leans into the intrigue.
makes you think about something in a different way,
Exactly.
right? I agree with Emma, though, on some things need to be told. So, for example, I remember watching the movie Memoirs of a Geisha,
Oh, yes,
and they
love that
clap
show.
the dusters as she walks out the door. And I was like, why the hell are they doing that? If you read the book, then it explains it's to ward off evil spirits. Some things need to be explained. Oh, I actually didn't see. Maybe I blinked and missed it, or maybe I just missed that whole part entirely. I remember seeing it in the trailer for the show where she typed siren, 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 siren. I know we
That was
saw
at the
her.
very
It
beginning.
was at
Yes, I know we
yeah.
saw her texting it, but I didn't actually see it come up on the screen. Siren, siren, siren. Did it actually come up
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
screen? Oh, okay, I must have
Yep.
blinked. Because I was like, what's siren? Like, what is that? I didn't know what siren was.
And which was their code word, obviously, but it just didn't tie in with the rest of the show.
Yeah, I agree with that. It didn't
Yeah.
make any sense. Like it was literally we need to
It didn't
link
need.
sirens in somehow.
It
This
didn't
is
need
what
to
we're
be
gonna
in there.
do.
But tough critics.
We are tough critics. So would you rather be adored and controlled like Simone, or feared and powerful like Michaela?
Simone.
Yeah, I'm gonna be missed.
I want them to love me
Love
and
me.
tell me what to do. So confession time. Have you ever flirted your way into or out of a situation, or to get something?
Yes.
Dates.
It was actually a traffic ticket. So I was literally at my house. I was just about to turn into my driveway and a cop pulled me over. Did you know you're doing 70 in a 50 zone? And I did not realize. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. I sneezed and I was battering my eyelashes. I was young and quite more attractive than I am now. And he was young. And I'm like, and that's my house just there. I'm like, you can even, walk me in if you need to. And he's like, it's all right. I'll let you off. 70, that was 20 Ks over. I would have lost so many points.
Mm-hmm.
So yes.
I'll say it again. Who's a bad girl?
I am.
Honestly, what is the spicy book session doing to you two? Honestly, can take you to nowhere. Right, Paige, tell me, what have you done?
I don't know. Look, I'm a bit of a flirt, let's be honest. I do like to flirt, but I can't think of a time where it's ever gotten me into something or gotten me out of something.
What about a free drink?
She can't remember. I'm sure there was.
No, do you know what? The last time I had a free drink was a couple of weekends ago, but it wasn't me that got it. It was the girl that I was with. The guy was like, do you want a drink? And she's like, as long as my friend can have one. So it wasn't even me. I didn't even get it.
What a gal. Love that.
I know. So she got me a free drink, but
I mean-
I have never had a drink bought for me. Unless I've been in a
No.
relationship. I've never
I
had a
have.
drink bought for me.
You just need to get a fake ring and wear it, and then you will have men falling over you.
And if you like it, then you should buy a drink with this ring on it.
Well, can I tell you a story?
Tell us.
I have.
What did you do?
Unintentionally, actually. Emma and I were traveling around Ireland, and we stopped at this place. I want to say Dundalk, but I'm not sure. It had the best bakery. Anyway.
Oh, yes, it was Dundalk. That was
best,
a good bakery.
Best bakery. So we pulled in to park, obviously, and then we went to go and get something from the bakery. Delicious. Came back to the car. We were trying to get a map from somewhere. Someone got a map for free by doing said flirting. And
I think it was the maps that you actually had to pay the money and lift the thing.
Yeah,
like a newspaper.
Yes, and because the tourist information center wasn't open. So it must have been a weekend or something like that, or whatever it was, they weren't open. So Emma managed to get a free map from the service station, and we were walking back to the car, and there was a meter man about to charge us because we didn't put a sticker. We didn't realize we didn't put a sticker on our window for parking. We didn't realize you had to pay for street parking. And so we were like, I was like, Emma, you have to talk because you sound Australian, and he's going to think, oh, she's taking the piss.
She's a local.
She's a local. I was like, so you have to talk. And so Emma actually, to be fair, it was actually more you than me, talked, and we were telling him how good the bakery was, and we came down here, we didn't know where we were going, and we had to find a map, but the really nice man in the service station gave us a map for free. And so he was like, oh, don't worry about it. He actually paid for the ticket, do you remember?
Yeah,
For the
I
car?
remember.
Get out.
I know. He put his money into the meter and gave us a ticket.
I love that.
Yeah. To
We were
be fair,
good looking
probably
shooks back then, though.
we were. Jeez, age has
Time
not
and
been
children
friendly
have
to
not
us.
fared us well. Yes, it's called the weight of
I
the
know.
world. The weight of the world on you.
Yes, it's from being nice to that older gentleman on the weekend we were in Tassie. We all got a free drink.
This is true. We did
So,
all get a free
you know
drink.
what? I don't actually think it's being flirtatious. I think if you're a genuinely nice person, you get free shit.
I don't always get free shit though, but I'm a genuinely nice person.
Oh, so that was me talking about have you ever flirted your way into or out of something? Because
Yeah.
I feel like morally Simone just totally backstabbed her boss and just flirted her way into that situation,
Yes.
manipulated it, and got her own way.
I'm really sad for Devon that she didn't get her Captain Morgan.
Yeah.
It seems like the
agree.
poor girl has had a torturous life.
That's the whole point of the show, is that they all crash and burn. They're all lured in by Peter and they all crash. No one is saved. That's the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
There was
I
no happy
suppose
ending
so.
for anyone. She didn't save Simone. She didn't get her way with Morgan. Well, she got her way with Morgan, but she didn't get away
Multiple
with
times.
Morgan. She had to go back to care for her father. And Michaela didn't get what she wanted, and she got ostracized from the island. No one was saved. Everyone crashed.
Yeah,
Even Ethan
True.
literally crashed off the cliff.
Exactly.
yes. I feel like Peter was the winner out of everything because he gets a new young bit to shag for 13 years until he finds someone else.
Yeah, he gets to hopefully have more kids, which is clearly what he wanted.
So, can we just talk about the cast for a minute? I loved, it's either Megan or Megan. She played Devon in the show, and I have loved her since she was Sutton in the Bold type, and that was about the three girls who were in New York. It was on Stan. I'm surprised you haven't seen it, Emma. Loved her in that. Loved her. In that. And she was also in The Perfect Couple, so I loved her in that too. And then Julianne Moore, who doesn't love her, or Kevin Bacon. I have never heard of Billy Alcock though. Love Kevin Bacon. I thought he played a really good role. I thought he was like really good for that role actually.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's so good.
Look, I've loved him since Footloose. So
apparently he pays DJs at weddings not to play Footloose because everyone makes him get up to do the freaking dance. I completely get that. I get it.
Because you got to cut Footloose.
Oh, I love that song. bringing back some memories. So, was Peter the Siren? In the end, everyone is wrecked on the rocks while he walks away unbothered. Sirens wasn't what I thought it would be, but the cast made it a great watch. It gave us culty, sisterhood vibes, secrets, power plays, and a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones you didn't even expect. Hello, Peter. Let us know your thoughts on the show, and don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your fellow dark drama addicts. My name is Moira.
I'm Paige.
And I'm Emma.
And you have been listening to Extra Extra, the entertainment segment of our podcast, What She Said. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.